from Waxy's Irish Pub in Fort Lauderdale. And bro, we got the big fight today. Usyk versus AJ 2, the big rematch. Let's see what your take is. I want to hear your comments in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. Always remember, and you know, ring that notification bell so you can get all the updates from Paulie TV. I'll give you my thoughts on the fight. I'll be honest with you. In the first fight, I couldn't see Usyk winning. I thought that, you know, I knew some people were telling me they thought that Usyk would be too nimble for Joshua, and I just wasn't believing it. I thought, yeah, he's going to be nimble, but ultimately Joshua's size as a heavyweight is going to make the difference in the fight. But Joshua just couldn't get his bearings. Usyk got better and better every round, and by the end of the fight, he was actually backing Joshua up, and it's kind of spelled a real negative spell for Anthony Joshua. So much to the point that I really can't see the result changing in the second fight. I like the way Joshua has made the adjustments as far as, you know, the training change. I know he's working with Robert Garcia. I think he's got a couple of guys. Does he have McCracken still there as well? I think he's got. Who's he got?
He's got Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez.
Oh, Angel Fernandez. Okay, he's got Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez. They're going to kind of be splitting time in the corner. That should be interesting as well, because a lot of times as fighters we only want one voice in the corner, but he's going to have two voices in the corner. So it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic goes. But also, I do think that Robert Garcia, the hiring, it makes sense because Garcia's had fighters that have won world championships in the physical manner. Guys like Marcos Maidana, guys like Brandon Bam Bam Rios, guys like that who specialize in physical contact kind of boxing. And I feel like that's kind of got to be the style that AJ's got to implement if he's going to try to win this fight. I just don't know how he's going to cut the distance. I just don't know how he's going to get in range of Usyk, when Usyk is a guy who specializes in great footwork, great angles, and as a southpaw to boot, with a terrific amateur career. Granted, they both won Olympic gold medals, but you could see the difference in boxing IQ and the difference in boxing ability in the first fight. If AJ's going to win this fight, I don't think he can fight a technical fight. I think he's got to really be physical and really impose his physical size. In the first fight, he didn't do that at all. It didn't even look like he attempted it. It's like, I don't even understand why he felt he was going to just box with the smaller guy. But I think in this rematch, he's really got to impose a physical style. And like I said, the hiring of Robert Garcia, for me, shows that he's going to at least try that. I just don't know that he's going to be able to do that. I think Usyk has gotten better and better every fight that he's a heavyweight. From the beginning stages with Chaz Witherspoon, he got a little bit of trouble early with Derek Chisora and his physicality, but ultimately he wore down Chisora and was able to beat him. And now I think at this point in his career, he's a real full-fledged heavyweight, and he's very comfortable at the weight, and he's very comfortable fighting these big guys. I'll tell you what, also, another note, at the weigh-in yesterday, I love Usyk's outfit. He wore the Cossack outfit. You know, a lot of people think that was a Genghis Khan outfit. It was actually a Cossack outfit. The Cossacks are a band of Ukrainian Russian warriors from back in the day. I don't think they exist anymore. I know they helped out the White Army in the Bolshevik Revolution back 100 years ago, and they were sort of an outcast warrior tribe, the Cossacks. They were a Ukrainian warrior tribe, and so if you look them up, Cossacks, you'll see that they looked like the sort of the outfit that Usyk wore yesterday at the weigh-in. So it's a matter of Ukrainian pride for him, obviously, with the whole political situation in Ukraine and the war situation, and obviously he's wearing that Cossack outfit to the weigh-in shows that you know, he's trying to play that up, and he's feeling that. He's going to obviously fight for that Ukrainian pride as well. So he's got a little bit extra motivation as well. It's not just a rematch to keep the titles for him. You can see it's a little bit more on the line for him, and you know, that's sort of a big motivation for him that is going to be a little bit more for AJ to deal with. AJ's been a bit quiet in this promotion. He's been a bit quiet. He looked like he had really not a lot of personality in the weigh-in. Listen, he was very, very stone cold in the Klitschko fight, and it ended up working for him. You know, he was no emotion at all. I think you need to see that kind of ice in his veins type of AJ in this fight that we saw in the Klitschko fight. I just don't know at this point in his career and at this point in his life if we're going to see that. Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while out of AJ. He's got to be as cold as ice as he's ever been in this fight, because Usyk is going to, I think, bring his best again. My pick is Usyk on points, possibly a late stoppage, and he's going to repeat the victory and defend his world titles against AJ. Where does that leave AJ going forward? You know, where does that leave him legacy-wise? I think AJ's been a fun fighter, and I think he's been a very good fighter. People are very, very critical today and nowadays, but I think ultimately you know, the critics are always, you know, there are always more critics than there are fans. The voices of the critics are always heard more. You always hear them more. They're always a bit louder. But ultimately, I think AJ's done a lot for English boxing. He's done a lot for boxing in the UK in general, and I don't think his career is over even with a loss. I think you can make the Deontay Wilder fight. I think you can chase the Joe Joyce fight. There's fights that you can still make regardless of
Tyson Fury.
Possibly Tyson Fury, although Tyson Fury, if he fights again, I think Tyson Fury's gonna, you know, be looking to fight Usyk. I just don't think, personally, I think Tyson Fury's retired at this point, so I don't think that he'll be back. But in the end, I think you know, the pick here is Usyk on points or a late stoppage, and he defends the titles. And what happens to Usyk? Where does Usyk go from there? We're talking about where AJ goes from here. Where does Usyk go from here with a win? We know Joe Joyce has been made the mandatory with Deontay Wilder for the WBC.
Joe Parker.
Fuck is Joe Parker, man?
Joe Parker fighting Joe Joyce.
Oh, is he? I hear you, but he's the mandatory.
The winner, Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce is mandatory for Alexander Usyk.
Okay.
So
the WBC named Wilder and Joe Joyce the top two.
Wilder Usyk, who wins?
Never mind. So never mind. So the WBC has named Joe Joyce and Deontay Wilder as their top two, contenders. And if Tyson Fury vacates the WBC title, there could be a vacant title fight between them. We know Deontay Wilder this week was in the news. He's fighting Robert Helenius in October in New York. I'm sure the heavyweight division is going to be, you know, thirsting for his return. And if he looks good in that win, in that fight, I'm sure that people will be up for the possible Joyce Wilder fight for the vacant WBC title once Fury's retirement is confirmed. I think Fury's not coming back. I think he's retiring for good. But again, the pick today, Usyk over AJ on points or late round stoppage. I'm Paulie Malignaggi of Paulie TV. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know who you think wins. And yes, guys, Eastern European wins today.